Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two massive games in our season away against Atletico Madrid, and we follow that up with the first leg of our Champions League tie against Inter Milan. Now, Inter Milan, we have beaten them this season in the Champions League group stage, but they did have the beating of us last season in the knockout stage. I can't remember if it was at this stage last season. I've got a feeling that it may have been. So, we've certainly got a rough run of games coming up. Real Betis are currently in fifth place, so we've got them after the first leg, and then Inter Milan away again, followed by Bilbao, who had the beating of us last season. So this month could be pivotal in our season, to be quite honest. Obviously, unfortunately, with the way things are going to work, we're not going to show the second leg of this game against Inter, but obviously we will be able to revisit afterwards to see if we are still going to be in the Champions League or not. But in terms of our recent form since the game in the second leg against Dundee United, form has continued to be good. We won 1-0 against Zaragoza with a goal just after the 30-minute mark. We won against Atletico Madrid 2-1 in the first leg of the Spanish Cup semi-final, and it took a 92nd minute winner for us to beat Sporting Gijon, who are the only team to have beaten us in the league this season. They proved very difficult to beat once again, but we followed that up nicely with a 3-0 win against Alaves last time out, and at the moment we're having a lot of games in quite a small space of time, so fitness is a bit of a concern going into this game. It's going to be a rough one. And as you can see, we are still ahead of Real Madrid, but they have got that game in hand. So we have to continue to win all of our matches, basically. As in, especially with going into the last game of the season, we are playing Real Madrid away as well. So I'm hoping that we can continue our fantastic run of form today. If we can get a win here, it will be a massive confidence boost. Not that confidence is low anyway. All of the players are doing really well. A number of the players are struggling for fitness, but we've had a few injuries and knocks again. And as you can see, Kazim Yilmaz is still out injured, and Caminata is out with a knock as well. We've moved Fafana back up into the senior side from the B team. And Felipe, who is still available to play for the under-19s, he has come into the senior squad as well, and he made his debut in the last 15-20 minutes or so against Alaves, and he didn't do anything astronomical, but he was quite comfortable playing in that role anyway. So, going into the game today, we've got Headley in goal, Echeverria, Gelmer, Otto, and Koundé at the back, Gonzalez, Balde, Verelst, and Tobias Gonzalez, with Pedri in behind Ramos again. We've found our consistency this season. We've done really well. I'm praying it will continue. It's such a big game, this. Obviously, we've got Villarreal to play as well in the league going forward. So we're playing all of the teams in the top six very closely together. We've obviously had the better of Real Madrid previously, and we're hoping we can do that in the last game of the season, but we still need to be in touching distance when it comes to that. Having beaten Gijon, hopefully we can win today. We've got Villarreal coming up, and obviously we've got Betis coming up, as I mentioned as well. All of these teams are the ones that are closest to us. If we can get wins against all of them, we will be in a very strong position going forward, hopefully. But it's not just the fact that we're playing Atletico Madrid, we're playing them away from home. It's always a tough fixture. I'm just praying we can get a good start. Here is Gonzalez into Otto, into Verelst. Otto gives it away, and here's Demeter. Moving forward here for Atletico, charging toward the penalty area. Koundé does well to slow him down with Otto. And Kumbula finds Medina, and there's Vidovic, and that is an explosive finish from him. And we are behind. There's a hint of offside, but I don't think it was. I think the goal should stand here. I'll be quite happy if it doesn't, but I think it's going to stand. Oh, it's been disallowed. That's a massive bonus for us. I thought it was a perfectly good goal. So we've dodged a bit of a bullet there. We need to certainly be on point defensively against this side. They've had a couple of yellow cards early on, which could work in our favour. Um, but so far, no opportunities created. We're going to fire the boys up a little bit. Half an hour gone, and we're not really looking like doing a lot. But we have had the majority of possession. But Atletico Madrid are having the chances, and possession without creativity isn't going to cut it, to be quite honest. We have to win this game because obviously after this game has been played, Real Madrid will have 2 games in hand. And relying on them losing isn't where we need to be. Here is Serginho Dest moving forward into the penalty area, and Hedl makes a comfortable save in the end as we edge towards half time. And as you can see, in terms of chance creation, it has been all Atletico Madrid. We've had a lot of the ball, we've done nothing going forward though. And this has been a very disappointing first half from our point of view. Um, Hopefully we can be a bit more creative in this second half. Like I say, player fitness, it looks like it's really good there. That's just their condition. But in terms of actual fitness, I don't think we've got the oomph at the moment. We've really struggled with the number of games that we've had to play in the last week or two. I'm not making excuses, it's just a fact. And again, Atletico are still dominating this game. We are going to have to make some changes though. We've got a couple of players struggling for fitness, but we're lacking creativity, we're lacking direction going forward. De Ketelaere and Saglin Bennett are going to come on. Pedri hasn't been influential at all, neither has Balde, so both of them are going to come off. We haven't really got another striking option, so Ramos is going to be leading the line regardless. Otto is on a yellow card, which is also a bit of a concern. We're going to get Araujo on for him just to give us that extra bit of security in there as we go forward. 25 minutes to go. It was a similar thing with Gijon, but we did play a lot better in that game. But it took a last-minute goal for us to get the 3 points, and I'm hoping we can do something similar here. But this could be a rarity. We haven't had a single shot on target. We're going to demand more, and I think we're going to have to make a couple more changes. So as you can see, player fitness is starting to really come into effect now. Aristide Bell can come on for Verelst, and I don't really know which other player to take off. I'm looking at the players we've got available, and we are struggling a little bit. We're going to bring Martin on again. He's had a couple more substitute appearances recently, and he's not done too badly when he's come on either. And it's our final throw of the dice. We finally had a shot on target, but given the way the match has gone, despite our possession, a draw is going to be a good result for us here. I don't want to say that because we need to win, but we're not going to win this today. We've been quite poor today, unfortunately, and Vidovic has picked up an injury for Atletico, so that's a bit of a blow for them going forward. Well, a 0-0 draw is the first time we've dropped points in the league for a long time, and a 0-0 draw away at Atletico is a good result. I've got to remember that. It doesn't matter that with Barcelona or Real Madrid or whoever. An away draw against Atletico is a good result. But with 2 games in hand, if Real Madrid win them both, which is quite likely given their form, they will be 4 points clear. And that is going to be a massive, massive problem. Villarreal have got 2 games in hand as well. And again, they've only lost 2 games all season. And if they win them, they're only 6 points behind us. So, sorry, 4 points behind us will be then. So, the dropping of points isn't ideal, but we have to move on and really focus in onto this Champions League game at home to Inter Milan. It's going to be a tough one. Like I say, they had the beating of us last season. I think we won 3-1, if I remember rightly, in the group stage this season. But it's not going to be easy, that is for sure. So as you can see, there's only 2 days between fixtures, and then it's the same again there before the Real Betis game. And this is how it's been for the last couple of weeks. We've had a game every 2 or 3 days, and it's just going to start catching up with us. So I'm just going to get through these off camera. We'll come back for that home leg against Inter Milan, and fingers crossed we can get a good result, setting us up for the second leg, which again, as I mentioned before, that will be off camera. And then tomorrow's episode, hopefully, we'll have another round of the Champions League. But let's see how we do in this first leg. Okay, here we go. It's crunch time in the Champions League. First leg at home against Inter Milan. And in another bit of news that we've just had, We have had the takeover in the elections. So what happens in at Barcelona anyway? They have a president of the club, and they can serve so many terms, and then they have to leave. From what I'm reading here, so Joan Laporta has now been replaced, and Mario Sierra has taken over as the new president. We're not going to get any investment at this stage, but from that, our managing directors and our managing director has been replaced and our director has been replaced as well. So we've actually got two directors in place as well as a managing director. I don't know what implications that will have for the club going forward into next season financially or anything like that, but that'll be something that we can look out for as we get toward the end of this season. But main focus is we carry on doing what we're doing. We go into this Inter Milan game off the back of that useful but disappointing 0-0 draw away against Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid have won one of their games in hand already, so they have actually overtaken us. They're a point ahead of us now, and they still have a game in hand. So the pressure is all on us, really. We've just got to keep winning as much as we can where the league's concerned, and it is going to be a difficult one. But going into this game against Inter Milan, obviously, it's a complete distraction from the league. Fingers crossed we can get the result that we want. And we've gone for our usual strong starting lineup. We've actually got Olsen in at centre-back with Otto and Araujo sitting in front of the back four. We tend to have Araujo sitting in front of the back four for these European games. It just seems to work out reasonably well, but we can rotate that a bit. Oh, and a huge error at the back already, and Ramos has scored for us. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what was going on there. Bastoni tried to just play a pass. The keeper, I think, wanted to take it. He came over to Bastoni and he tried to play a pass to Østegård, and Ramos just picked it off, and it was an easy finish for him in the end. And we have a very early lead here, just 3 minutes gone, and that is a huge bonus to our start here. Bayern Munich have taken lead against FC Porto in their match as well. Barella with a delivery toward the far post. Otto manages to clear. Pabega picks it up and finds Barella out wide again. Don't foul there. And he's fouled him. I could see that coming, unfortunately. Koundé bringing Barella down. And there is a chance of a penalty. Most likely it'll be given. No penalty, it says. We've got away with that. And it remains 1-0. Like I say, Bayern have taken lead against Porto, Benfica, Manchester City, and Manchester United against Chelsea are the other fixtures in place in this. I think it is the quarter-final, this one, so we can see all the games being played at the same time, which is a bit of an oddity, in my opinion. But it doesn't matter. We can keep an eye on things a little bit better. And Man United's Kai Pero has just been injured as well. That's a massive injury. He's a very key player for United, I believe, up front for them. Bayern are 2-0 up now against FC Porto. And to be quite honest, I'm quite pleased about that. I would rather play Bayern than Porto. They've beaten us so many times. Tobash into Alisson here. Into Bastoni. Now Pabega, they're just holding on to the ball now, trying to work it through midfield. DeMarco back into Bastoni, plays it over the top. Pedri manages to win possession, finds Olsen and Araujo. Now Koundé just holding on to it. Not seeing much in the way of going forward here, and we're just knocking the ball about nice and easy at the minute. Here is Pedri. He's under pressure, but he finds De Ketelaere with a nice pass. He looks to switch it for Balde, and Fresneda with the error. Tobias in the end having to make a save. Ramos with the strike from distance. Remaining 1-0, but we do have a corner here. Chance for a second if we can attack that near post. In it comes. Just about cleared by Bastoni. De Ketelaere picks it up and finds Koundé. It remains 1-0, and so far possession's quite even. Chance creation has been very good from our point of view, certainly making up for the lack of performance against Atletico Madrid at the minute. But fingers crossed it can continue. We need another goal, maybe even two, to really give ourselves a chance going forward, because that second leg, of course, is away at the San Siro, and Inter Milan are top of Serie A. They're no pushovers. They will be strong at home. So, edging into the second half, fitness is reasonable considering the circumstances we find ourselves in with the fixture list. Fresneda here, though, into DeMarco. over the top, and here is Ott, and Heddle makes a very good save for us. Offside was actually given, but Heddle wasn't to know that, and it was a very good save. Good piece of goalkeeping indeed. Balde again struggling for fitness. It's a bit of a strange one with Balde. He's been like this most of the season, and he was like it last season as well. He really struggles for fitness in every single game. And as we go into the last 25 minutes or so, we are struggling with one or two players. De Ketelaere with a free kick just wide, hitting the side netting there. And we are going to have to make a couple of changes, I think, here. Koundé is also struggling. Incidentally, Koundé's had no offer in regards of contracts or anything like that, which I'm a little bit surprised at. I thought he probably would have done. But yeah, he's not had any contract offers whatsoever so far. So I'm still toying with the idea of keeping him for another season, but I'm not entirely sure what to do with him at the moment. We're going to bring Echeverria, Tobias Gonzalez, and Saglin Bennett on. We're going to get the wingers off, get a little bit of freshness out wide. Koundé, of course, struggling as well, so Echeverria can come on that right hand side. But so far, so good. Manchester City are ahead against Benfica. Haaland with the goal there. And Manchester United and Chelsea remain at 0-0. It's 3-0 to Bayern Munich as well. So both the Portuguese sides do appear to be struggling. And again, fitness concerns here. Ramos looks like he may have taken a knock, but we're going to have to tough it out here, I think. Here's Barrea with the delivery forward, looking for Bastoni. Otto manages to clear. Molina couldn't beat Barrea to it. He just hesitated, and Barrea's strike goes just over the crossbar. He really whipped that effort in, but nothing doing for the Inter Milan midfielder. Man United have just taken the lead. And in fact, Chelsea with a late equaliser. Benfica have equalised against City as well. And some interesting results in these first legs, but we are most importantly ahead going into the second leg because of that defensive error, and Gonzalo Ramos taking advantage of that error, and we have a lead. It's going to be touch and go in the second leg, that is for sure, but fingers crossed when it comes to tomorrow's episode we will be showing you a semi-final. In terms of the actual fixtures, I'm not entirely sure when the semi-finals are going to be in place. I'm hoping it'll be in and around where the Villarreal game is. So we'll see how things go. If it's in and around the Villarreal game, we will be showing that, hopefully. And fingers crossed we can get back into a winning run of form in La Liga following that draw against Atletico. Got tough games coming up, like I say, but we are still fighting for this First Division title. We're still in the Copa del Rey as well. We're still fighting it out in that with a chance against Atletico Madrid in that one as well after winning 2-1 in the away leg. So we're fighting on all fronts. Let's hope we can have a good end to this season. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.